The Attorney General, Eric Holder, announced he is appointing a special prosecutor to reopen the criminal investigations of up to 24 current or former CIA employees. He acted as the government released a declassified version of the CIA's 5-year-old internal report. It details what its inspector general described as abuses by interrogators that warranted potential prosecutions. Some measures, like threatening detainees with a gun or a power drill, violated the interrogation guidelines then prescribed by government lawyers. But the Justice Department under former President George Bush took no action on those referrals. Now, though, the ethics unit of the Justice Department has recommended reopening some of those criminal cases. Bush insisted recently that the interrogation techniques were all legally approved and, quote, "I can tell you that the information we got saved lives." His Vice President, Dick Cheney, has asked the CIA to release documents he said would prove that torture worked.
The interrogations were used on hardened terrorists after other efforts had failed. They were legal, essential, justified, successful, and the right thing to do.
The report says there was no evidence the interrogations prevented any imminent attacks, but added that lives were saved by leading to other plots. In a message to CIA employees, its director, Leon Panetta, called the report in many ways an old story. And he added, "My primary interest when it comes to a program that no longer exists is to stand up for those officers who did what their country asked and who followed the legal guidance they were given. That is the president's position, too."
For those who carried out some of these operations within the four corners of legal opinions or guidance that had been provided from the White House, I do not think it's appropriate for them to be prosecuted.
But Obama has also kept open the option of prosecuting some of the Bush administration higher-ups who sanctioned those torture methods. Meanwhile, in an attempt to shift the focus away from the past, the White House announced it is setting up its own elite interrogation unit, independent of the CIA, to elicit intelligence from so-called high-value terrorist prisoners. And the White House said it would extend the Bush administration's practice of rendition, sending captured terrorist suspects to third countries like Afghanistan, but promising to monitor their treatment there. Tom Ackerman, Al Jazeera, Washington.